Farming is a business, and farmers need to realize that. Record keeping is an important part of the business.
You need to keep good records when you're spending that kind of money. You know, for Uncle Sam.
Record keeping for the farmer, to me, is whether you make it or you don't make it.
Record keeping is more important today than it's ever been because we've got so many different things. There's lots of things that we didn't used to have to buy that now we have to buy.
A successful farm business requires good management decisions. An important part of any sound farm management decision is accurate information. A well-maintained and frequently used set of farm financial records will help you make better farm management decisions. There are many reasons for keeping financial records. The first reason for keeping records for most farmers is taxes. If they didn't have to file an income tax form, most farmers probably wouldn't keep financial records.
The best way I've found to get one of my small farmers to keep records is to visit them about tax time. When you walk in their house for a farm visit and the whole table is filled with papers that they're trying to organize into different categories, that's a good time to bring out the brown record book and show them how easily their life could be organized.
But there are other reasons to keep records. One is the growing importance of being able to get adequate credit at terms most beneficial to the farm business. Many producers use various asset-sharing arrangements to help with the large capital investments required for many agricultural enterprises, and one aspect of these arrangements, often overlooked, is the income-sharing agreements used to pay for cooperative use of the assets. A good set of farm financial records can prove to be a valuable source of information in establishing fair and equitable income-sharing arrangements for all concerned. Possibly the most important reason you should be considering starting to keep farm financial records or upgrading those you're keeping is improved management decision-making. Accurate records will provide good information, resulting in better management decisions and improved opportunities for your farm business to grow and flourish.
A key point to record keeping is analysis. You need to know exactly how that farming operation is performing and how it should be going in the future.
There are many ways to keep a good set of farm financial records. How you do it is not nearly as important as the simple fact that you do it. If the records work for you and provide the information you need, that is the most important fact. How you do it is of little importance. There's a growing interest in farm record keeping using the computer. Computers can be helpful in record keeping, but if you have not been maintaining good records in the past, a computer will likely not help. It will simply add another frustration factor to the record keeping process. It would be best to start with a good record book that you keep up by hand and then change to a computerized system after you're comfortable with your paper records. Another option that many producers use is a professional consultant. This is a good option for many producers, but it may be too costly for others. It may also have a disadvantage in that the farm manager doesn't actually see the information that goes into the farm record-keeping system. The manager may not be readily familiar with the information in his records, and it all depends on what is most workable for any particular farm business manager. An example of a consultant program is the University of Kentucky's Farm Business Analysis Program. There are also other record-keeping practitioners available throughout the Commonwealth. The most often used method of keeping farm financial records is the record book. It is also the best place to start keeping records. The University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service publishes a Kentucky Farm Record Book that has proven to be helpful to farmers across the Commonwealth for several years. It's often affectionately referred to as the Old Brown Record Book. And the basic function of the Kentucky Farm Record Book is to help you keep up with and manage the cash position of your farm business. It monitors the overall financial position of your farm business. It does not directly address the question of farm profitability. It is a single-entry, cash-basis record book. To get a complete analysis of the financial position of your business, the record book would have to be supplemented with an annual balance sheet and income statement. If you've looked at the Kentucky Farm Record Book or other similar books, you've probably already experienced your first pangs of anxiety and frustration with farm financial record keeping. However, you should realize that the typical farm business will only use about 10% of the book. 90% of the average producer's book is not used. The best way to become familiar with the record book is to look at the table of contents. Reading down this list should provide some comfort. The various sections should represent various kinds of transactions with which you're familiar. Realizing the book devotes 24 pages to normal farm expenses should provide additional comfort. If you look at pages 2 through 24, you should notice that this section of the book is organized so that each 2-page spread covers one calendar month. This section alone accounts for 24 of the book's 67 pages. Another major section of the book is devoted to recording cash income items. This section, which covers 36 through 59, is organized on a monthly basis. Combining this section with the expense section accounts for a total of 48 of the 67 pages in the book. That leaves only 19 pages that may be of concern to you as you start your farm financial record keeping adventure. Now, looking at the other entries in the table of contents, you'll notice that they're included to handle special transactions that do not happen on a regular basis. Types of transactions recorded in these sections cover the purchase and sale of capital items which are treated differently for income tax purposes. Another special kind of transaction is the one that involves hired labor. Since there are special withholding requirements when you pay hired labor, there are 3 sections of the book devoted specifically to hired labor. If you have hired labor expenses, you'll make entries in these sections to record withholdings when you pay employees. You'll also record transactions as you send funds withheld to the appropriate U.S. and Kentucky collecting agencies. And further, you'll make entries recording these payments to employees and government agencies in the deductible farm business expenses section of the book as you write the checks. The last 8 pages of the book are devoted to summarizing earlier sections of the book and entering information on land use, farm loans, and non-farm items. Using the Kentucky Farm Record Book may not be as easy as falling off a log, but it's not as complicated as it might seem when you first look at the book. Once you start using it, you'll find that it soon becomes quite easy, and you may even come to feel that keeping farm financial records is a pleasant break from normal farm business activities. It may also provide an opportunity for you to reflect on how things are going from a business standpoint rather than the normal operational perspective.
We had a second death occur just recently in which a very young man is now totally in charge of a very large farming operation, and when his father was killed. And in that case, the records were so well kept on every aspect of it that the transition was made much, much more smoothly. And we can help, Extension can help, the fieldman with farm analysis can help him, and other family members can help him make that transition much better because everything was taken care of. The records were there, and it makes a big, big difference.
A successful farm business requires well-maintained, accurate farm records. The Kentucky Farm Record Book is one tool that can help your business succeed.